more strategic. 3 words, career defining, but totally useless. How exactly are you going to be more strategic? Eh? If you've ever had that feedback and walked away confused, maybe a little stung and unsure what to actually do, you're not the problem, the feedback is. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what to do with it, what it actually means, and a change that you could make so the room receives you differently. I'm Dave Martin, I'm co-founder of Confidence In. I work with leaders in tech companies who think differently, people who are generally some of the sharpest thinkers in their organisation. I created the Calm Leadership Method to help you become a strategic and influential leader who enjoys success. And this is the pattern I see again and again. Not a lack of ideas or intelligence, a lack of translation. Here's what being more strategic almost always means. When you decode it and look at the detail, it means I couldn't follow your thinking quickly enough to trust it. That's a framing problem, not a strategy problem. And neurodiverse leaders who I work with, people who think differently, they tend to get this feedback more than most. Often after a meeting where the analysis was really sound, super deep, the preparation incredibly thorough, the recommendation bang on, the framing didn't land and the room got lost in the detail and the decision got deferred or made differently, suboptimally. The thinking was there, the translation, that wasn't there. Let me tell you about a product director I work with when I'm coaching. Let's call her Priya. She received this feedback multiple times. She was in the same role. 2 different managers gave her this feedback, same verdict. She's not strategic enough. She was one of the most rigorous thinkers in her organisation. She could hold more variables in her head than anyone in the room. She was almost always right. But in senior meetings, she led with her working. She showed the analysis before the answer. She walked people through every consideration before landing on the recommendation. To her, this was super thorough and it was credible. To the room, it just felt uncertain and they got lost. One shift changed everything. She started leading with a decision, not the journey. She opened with, I'm recommending we do X. Here's the trade-off you need to know about. And here's what I need from you today. The detail was all there, really in the background, ready if she got challenged. But she wasn't offering it up unless the room wanted it. Instead, she was giving the room what they needed first. Within 6 months, same thinker, same intelligence, same thorough analysis, but with different framing, the feedback had completely flipped and she was no longer somebody who wasn't strategic enough. And it wasn't that long after that she got promoted. You might be thinking, well, why should I have to change? My thinking is solid. The logic holds. That's not my problem. And I agree, that's fair enough. But the honest answer is being right and being understood are 2 different things. And if we want to be a leader, we've got to be understood. If you want to be right and not worried about the second half of aligning other people, then stay as an analyst or as an individual contributor. But if you want to be a leader, you've decided that it's your role and remit to help influence other people and align them and help them follow you. Here's what to do. Stop presenting the information. Start presenting choices. Before any meeting, ask yourself one easy question. What decision am I making easier for the people in the room? Now, if you can't answer that, you're not ready to present. You need to go away and think about it more. Frame it like this. We have 2 options, sometimes 3. Option A gets us there faster but carries these risks. Option B gets us there safer but slower. I'm recommending A and here's why. The criteria will be slightly different in your case. It might not be faster, it might be bigger, it might not be slower, it might be more expensive. But you get the idea. Frame the decisions really clearly and what the trade-off is between the 2 decisions. So it's a decision-ready choice for the room to make. That's it. That is strategic communication. Not because it sounds more executive, not because you're performing and presenting some better way, but because it reduces the cognitive load on all the people in the room so they can make a decision. Now, if this kind of thinking is useful, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. I put out content every week for tech and product leaders and founders who want their ideas to land with the authority that they deserve. And I focus on those people who think differently. Now, be more strategic isn't a diagnosis, it's a symptom. If your thinking is not the problem, which it is not, then the gap is between how you think and how you're being received. And that's what we've got to close. You don't need to think differently. You need a system, a structure for translating what's already in your head and getting it into language that moves the room, earns buy-in, and buys the kind of influence that sticks. If that's what you're building to, then I highly recommend the Calm Leadership Masterclass that I run. It goes way deeper on this topic. It's completely free. It's a lot longer than this video, and it's built for leaders who think differently, just like you. The link's below.